Everyone says Canada is unaffordable. And if you're looking at Vancouver or Toronto, they're right. But Canada isn't just two cities. Most people are fighting over the same tiny corner of it. Here's what nobody tells you. Canada isn't impossible. It's just expensive in the same few places. Look elsewhere, and the picture changes fast. Today, I'm showing you 10 cheap Canadian places almost everyone ignores, and why they might actually work for you. Now, cheap doesn't mean perfect. Some of these places are colder, farther, or less trendy, but that's exactly why they're still affordable. And stay until the end, because number 7 surprised even me. Let's get into it. Number 1. The Pas, Manitoba. Let's start with a place most Canadians couldn't find on a map. The Pas, Manitoba. And look, it's not glamorous. It's not trying to be, that's the point. The Pas is the kind of town people skip because it doesn't come with hype. No buzzwords, no next big thing energy. But here's what it does have. The stuff that makes a place actually livable. A hospital, schools, shops, basic infrastructure. It's a regional hub, which means it's not just surviving, it's useful. People rely on it. Now here's the part that matters if you're trying to buy. Because it's not on the main investor radar, prices tend to stay more grounded. You're not fighting against the same speculation that turns normal homes into luxury assets. Who is the Pas for? Someone who wants ownership more than ego. Someone who'd rather have space and stability than a short commute to a downtown office. If you're the type of person who thinks, I don't need perfect, I need mine, this is the vibe. Trade-off, you're north. Winter is real, and you'll need to be honest about what kind of lifestyle you want. But that's exactly why the opportunity exists. Number 2. Corner Brook, Newfoundland and Labrador. Now this one is interesting. Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Mountains, ocean views. A landscape that looks expensive because in most of Canada, it is. In a lot of markets, ocean view automatically means million-dollar conversation. And here's the crazy part. Based on current listings, detached houses in Corner Brook are still going for under about 405,000 Canadian dollars. Just to put that in perspective, that wouldn't even get you a one-bedroom condo in downtown Toronto. But Corner Brook stays under the mainstream spotlight for one simple reason. People hear Newfoundland, and their brain goes, too far, too different, too isolated. And that mental barrier is doing a lot of work keeping prices from going crazy. Corner Brook is the kind of place where you can still find character, not just in the scenery, but in the housing stock and the community. And for the right person, that matters. Because if you're trying to build a life, not just win a status game, beauty and calm beat close to the office every time. Who is this for? Someone who prioritizes air, space, nature, and community. Someone who's okay with being a little more removed from the Canadian mainstream. Trade-off? The distance is real, and the pace is different. But if you're looking for a place that feels like a reset, Corner Brook can be exactly that. And if you think that's underrated, the next place is in a province everyone wants, but in the part almost nobody talks about. Number 3. Prince George, British Columbia. Everyone wants to live there. Almost nobody can afford it. But BC doesn't end at Vancouver. And the moment you stop pretending it does, the whole map opens up. Prince George is often described as the northern capital of BC, and it has that functional city energy. It's not a lifestyle brand. It's not built for tourists. It's built for people who actually live and work. And because it's a working city, the housing conversation is different. It's less, how do I compete with investors, and more, what can I realistically buy? It's the kind of place where the city ends quickly, and the outdoors begins almost immediately. You still get BC's access to nature. You still get mountains and parks and those huge outdoor weekends people move to BC for. You're just not paying the coastal premium for it. Who is this for? Someone who wants the BC advantage without the BC price tag. Someone who's practical, who understands that living in the same province as Vancouver is not the same as needing to live inside Vancouver's market. Trade-off? It's not coastal. It's not trendy. But that's exactly why it's accessible. If it sounds too perfect, it usually is quick reality check. If you've watched other cheap places videos and it all sounds like paradise, be careful. The real opportunity is usually a mix. Strong upsides, clear downsides, and a price that reflects that truth. Okay, back to the list. Number 4. Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Everyone talks about Ontario like it's just Toronto. It's not. Go north, way north, and you'll find Sault Ste. Marie. The Soo. The Soo gets ignored by people who are locked into the GTA orbit. If you're living your life based on how fast can I get to downtown Toronto, then yes, it's far. But if your goal is ownership, stability, and a normal cost of living, distance from the GTA can be a feature, not a bug. Because in places like this, your money still behaves like money. You can find solid houses, bigger lots, and a market that feels more connected to local life than to international speculation. Who is this for? People who want Ontario without the Ontario pressure. People who still want city services but don't need the big city arms race. Trade-off? You're opting out of the center. But that's the whole point. Number 5. Medicine Hat, Alberta. While everyone rushes to Calgary and Edmonton, Medicine Hat sits quietly in the south of Alberta like it's not even playing the same game. It's sunny, and that's not a throwaway detail. If you've lived through long, gray winters, you know how much sunlight changes your day-to-day life. People underestimate that until they feel it. Medicine Hat also has that organized, livable feel. Streets that make sense, neighborhoods that feel calm, and, this is the big one, the kind of suburban life that isn't priced like a luxury experience. Who is this for? Families. People who want a backyard without selling their future. People who want stable and simple instead of flashy and expensive. Trade-off? It's not a major metro. You're not moving here for big city adrenaline. You're moving here because affordability and lifestyle line up. And now, the list starts getting really interesting, because the next place breaks the usual rule that cheap means ugly, remote, or inconvenient. Number 6. Grande Prairie, Alberta. Now this one isn't for everyone, and I want to be upfront about it. Grande Prairie is not pretty in the traditional sense. It's industrial, agricultural, work-focused. It's not trying to charm you. But if you're looking for a place where the numbers actually work, where wages can be strong and land can still be affordable, this is the kind of city you have to at least consider. This is where cheap isn't just about low prices, it's about buying power. If you can earn well and buy relatively low, that gap is where freedom comes from. Who is this for? People who build things. People who want space for a workshop. People who want to start a business or invest in a place with real economic activity. Trade-off. If you're chasing scenery and cozy cafes, you might not love it. But if you're chasing ownership, income, and room to grow, Grande Prairie is a serious contender. 7. Bathurst, New Brunswick. This is the one I mentioned at the beginning. Bathurst, New Brunswick. And here's why it surprised me. It checks boxes that usually don't come together in Canada anymore. It's coastal, it's relaxed, it has a friendly community feel, and it's still not the first place people name when they talk about Atlantic Canada. New Brunswick has gotten attention lately, but not every town gets discovered at the same pace. Bathurst has stayed quieter, which often means the market stays more approachable. Who is this for? Someone who wants the maritime pace without the hype tax. Someone who wants to be near the water, build routines, and live a calmer life. Trade-off? You have to be honest about your work situation and what kind of opportunities you need. But if your lifestyle goal is peace plus ownership, Bathurst is the kind of place that makes that realistic. Have you ever even heard of Bathurst? Be honest, tell me in the comments. Number 8. Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is the province most people drive past in their mind. And Moose Jaw is the city they skip hardest. But Moose Jaw has something that's becoming rare. Affordability with real livability. It has character. It has history. It has that mid-sized city energy where you can still have space, still have quiet, and still build a life without turning every paycheck into a battle. And this is important. Places like Moose Jaw often feel boring, until you realize boring is what stability looks like. Not every good life is loud. Who is this for? People who want a simpler rhythm. People who want a home they can pay off. People who don't need big city chaos to feel alive. Trade-off? If you need constant excitement and endless options, you'll feel the difference. But if you're done with stress, Moose Jaw can feel like relief. Number 9. Thompson, Manitoba. This one is not for everyone. I'll say that right now. Thompson is remote. It's raw. It's far north. It's not romanticized, and that's exactly why prices can be extremely low compared to major markets. But here's what most people miss. Thompson is not a random camp in the woods. It's a hub for regional services and industry. It's a functioning place with real infrastructure. Who is this for? Someone optimizing for cost above all else. Someone who wants to slash housing expenses and doesn't mind being outside the comfort zone. Someone who values the financial upside enough to accept the lifestyle reality. Trade-off? This is the most intense trade comfort for affordability option on the list. Distance, weather, and isolation are real. But for the right person, someone with a plan, it can be a powerful move. Number 10. Sydney, Nova Scotia. We're ending on Cape Breton Island, and Sydney, Nova Scotia feels like a secret that somehow still exists. When people think Nova Scotia, they think Halifax. And Halifax has been discovered. Prices moved, competition increased, the vibe changed. Sydney is different. It's slower. It's rooted. It has that coastal atmosphere people dream about, the kind of place where mornings feel quieter and life feels less rushed. And because it's not Halifax, the market can still be more approachable. In Sydney, Nova Scotia, the numbers are still surprisingly manageable. Detached houses are listed for under about 350,000 Canadian dollars. Who is this for? People who love the idea of Nova Scotia but don't want to fight the Halifax market. People who want coastal life, community, and ownership without paying trend pricing. Trade-off? Depending on what you do, you may need to be flexible about work and lifestyle. But if your goal is to own something meaningful in a beautiful setting, Sydney can be a smart alternative. Canada is massive, and the opportunity is still there. You just have to look where no one else is. And remember, the best place isn't always the cheapest. It's the one that actually fits your life. Which city surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more realistic options like these, hit subscribe. See you in the next one.